Hello, and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. Today, we are going to finish up Joshua chapter 5. I'm going to read verses 11 through 15, starting with the English Standard Version. And the day after the Passover, on that very day, they ate of the produce of the land, unleavened cakes, and parched grain. And the manna ceased the day after they ate of the produce of the land, and there was no longer manna for the people of Israel, but they ate of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. When Joshua was by Jericho, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing before him with his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us or for our adversaries?" And he said, "No, but I am the commander of the army of the Lord. Now I have come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped, and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take off your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy." And Joshua did so. New Century Version. The day after the Passover, the people ate food grown on that land, bread made without yeast, and roasted grain. The day they ate this food, the manna stopped coming. The Israelites no longer got manna from heaven. They ate the food grown in the land of Canaan that year. Joshua was near Jericho when he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a sword in his hand. Joshua went up to him and asked, "Are you a friend or an enemy?" The man answered, "I am neither. I have come as the commander of the Lord's army." Joshua bowed face down on the ground and asked, "Does my master have a command for me, his servant?" The commander of the Lord's army answered, "Take off your sandals, because the place where you are standing is holy." So Joshua did. Okay, so a couple of things with this passage. So the Israelites for 40 plus years have been very used to gathering manna, and I think it was also doves, every morning for their food. They didn't have to prepare anything, so to speak. It was all given by God every day for 40 years. And now that they have crossed the Jordan, they are in the land that God has told them that is theirs, and they have now eaten the food that is in that land. So they no longer need the manna and the doves from heaven, or whatever. Doves or quail, not pigeons. Doves or quail. I forget which bird it is, but I think it was one of those two. Anyway, so here we have them feasting the Passover, the feast the night before, and now they are feasting on the food of the land they're getting ready to take. So they are starting to get a small taste of what it's going to be like. Now, then we jump, and I don't know if there was time between that feast or that meal that morning and Joshua being near Jericho. I don't know. But now we jump to Joshua being near Jericho and seeing a man. Now, the way I read this is he is not afraid of this man. Probably because he appears to be just that, a man. Walks up to him casually, probably with a little bit of authority, to show that he is not afraid if the person does happen to be an enemy. And just flat asks, "Are you with us or are you against us?" This person says, "I am not with you or against you. I am in fact the commander of the Lord's army. So we have an angel right here. What I find interesting about this passage, here at the very end of chapter 5, we have a very similar phrase to what was said to Moses at the burning bush. Take off your sandals, for the ground that you are standing on is holy ground. So, in the presence of God, that is my understanding, in the presence of God, that ground is holy. How can we apply that today? Well, the way I view it, and again, I'm going to say this quite often, if this is a wrong point of view, please tell me in the comments. But the way I view it, the entirety of this earth was created by God. So in that sense, since it was created by God, and since God is always present, he is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, he's all of that. Since he is everywhere at all times, the entirety of this earth is holy ground. And we need to treat it as such. So whether that is with reverence, whether that is with just genuine care for the land, and I'm not talking environmental. I don't want to get into that. I am talking strictly biblical here. Genuine care for this land. We were called to be good stewards of this land. So we were called to take care of it. God created it, so it should be that we should take care of it. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. But anyway, so we're getting ready for this battle with Jericho. This angel, this commander of the Lord's army, is getting ready to give Joshua a message on how to take Jericho. And we're getting the next chapter, maybe the next 2 chapters, are probably my favorite part of the book of Joshua. So it's going to be kind of fun going over those passages. But anyway, when we are going about our daily lives, when we're going about random outings, whatever it may be, do not take anything for granted. Do not take anything, do not waste anything, so to speak. God is always in our presence. So we should always treat everything as if we are doing it for God. I hope you find encouragement in this, and I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.